Oh man, there's way too much to talk about in regards to this situation, and the reason I waited until now to make this video and didn't want to go out there and make a video instead right away after it happened is because I wanted everybody to calm down. Guys, this is an emotional situation, and it's gotten a lot of people mad, a lot of Sens fans, a lot of Red Wings fans especially. Everybody was pissed off. And you know what? I was like, alright, this is a really sensitive subject. We're gonna wait for the tides to cool a little bit before talking about it on the channel, because even though there was a game between the Red Wings and the Sens yesterday, the results on paper were not great for my Wings, and I happen to have had my attention divided between that game and the Slavkovsky shootout, so we made a video about Uri instead. Either way, today we are talking about the Ottawa Senators and the Red Wings. We are talking about the Dylan Larkin, Mathieu Joseph, Artem Zub, and David Perron situation. Of course, there are other things to talk about from this game, like Patrick Kane scoring his first goal, the fact that the Wings ended up losing by a pretty big margin, but we are focusing more so on the one aspect that everybody seems to be talking about. During a net front scrum in front of the Ottawa net, you had yourselves Dylan Larkin involved trying to look for the puck. But this was all disrupted when you had Mathieu Joseph, a guy who has been involved in Dylan Larkin controversies in the past, also in the scrum, trying to fight for that same puck. The puck is loose, it's out there on the ice, and Mathieu Joseph ends up trying to shove Larkin out of the way, and it's a really bad little shove because Larkin ends up going chin first, it looks like, into the fist of Parker Kelly, who is also coming into the scrum. In slow motion, it looks really bad. Larkin gets one shot to the back of his neck, and then he gets another shot to his chin area because the two Senators were sandwiching him whilst the scrum was going on. Larkin then falls to the ice. He is laying there for a while. He ends up skating away on his own strength. Well, maybe like 70% on his own strength. He kind of had to get a little bit of help as he went off. But Larkin ended up leaving the game, and everybody in Red Wings Nation was super worried, and understandably so. Now, I will say that the update from Kevin Weeks earlier today was a very good one. Take a look at what Weeks says here on Twitter. Medical update. I'm told all scans are negative for Detroit Red Wings captain Dylan Larkin. There is no time frame for his return, but at the very least it is good that there are no, let's say, extenuating repercussions that have been discovered after he got scanned. So, good on Larkin for everything being this way, and we hopefully are able to see him recover to the best of his ability. However, part of the reason this entire thing blew up, and don't worry, we'll get to the Perron situation afterwards, is because Dylan Larkin and Mathieu Joseph have had history. It was about 2 years ago, I think, October 2021, where Mathieu Joseph ended up taking a cheap shot on Larkin, driving him into the boards head first with his back turned to the ice. And this was a really sensitive subject because Dylan Larkin was just recovered from a prior injury in the same area caused to him by a certain Dallas Stars captain, Denton, which is not really that great of a hockey player. But that first Mathieu Joseph and Dylan Larkin altercation ended up with a Larkin suspension because afterwards he ended up punching Joseph unexpectedly with the gloves on out of nowhere. So there was some bad blood already with this situation. And so when Red Wings fans saw Mathieu Joseph again be the guy to quickly take Dylan Larkin out of the play, it resulted in a total meltdown. Here are some comments from the R Red Wings subreddit. Watching the replay last night, there's a camera angle where you could literally see Joseph take his eyes away from the play, look at Larkin's head, raise his hands and stick, and then clock him in the back of the head. Not a net front scuffle, not off balance, intentionally targeted. If Joseph doesn't decide to take a dirty shot there, the other guy coming doesn't catch the other side of Larkin's head as he's going down to the ice. And then you have yourselves even more Red Wings fans saying things like this. This was a targeted attack on our best player to take him out of the game so that the Sens have an advantage. Plain and simple. As a result, we lost the game and will be at a disadvantage for however many games Larkin is injured, possibly for the rest of his career. Mathieu Joseph should be kicked out of the league. The Sens organization should face a heavy fine and possibly have points deducted. Do you see why now I didn't want to make this video right away? People are emotional about this. Here's an opposing perspective from Paul Bissonnette, not a Sens fan, but just a neutral observer. This is the other angle showing the hit from last night. Everyone was saying that Joseph cross-checked him. He's clearly scrambling to prevent his check, who happens to be Larkin, from getting the rebound. Do his hands come up? Yes. But never in my life have I seen a player do what Joseph does here and get suspended. A horrible result from Larkin getting hit in the head right after from Kelly. This wasn't a planned attack. This was a net front battle, gone wrong, and Detroit fans have the blinders on because Joseph and Larkin have history. Now, I will say, these are two very different opposing perspectives, but you can see in the zoom-up close-up that Joseph technically doesn't cross-check Dylan Larkin. Even in the close-up video, you can see that his stick is nowhere near Larkin's head or his neck. If anything, it's Joseph's two fists that drive into Larkin's head that cause the initial impact. And that, of course, is not a cross-check. Sure, is it maybe not the cleanest play in the world? Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's a net front battle. What are you going to do? These moments happen within the split-second decisions that people see the puck or they see the white ice around the puck or whatever. It's a tough game, and analyzing it from a slow-motion view perspective isn't really the most, let's just say, truthful as to how things go down in real time. Afterwards, though, you had yourselves David Perron jumping into the fray, just taking out the next guy he sees. After Dylan Larkin was out on the ice cold, you had David Perron just charge up to Artem Zub and cross-check the heck out of that guy in the head. He gets taken down, and then there were some penalties assessed. There were a few majors, a match penalty over to Perron. Obviously, the officiating this year has been whack, to say the least. So just seeing the way the referees officiated this game, especially leading up to that moment, it definitely wasn't the most coherent performance, I guess you could say. But they ended up giving the penalties out. David Perron actually getting ejected for Artem Zub for intent to injure. You know what? I'm totally fine with that. The guy just decided to hurt whoever it was closest to Dylan Larkin. And sure, you could say that the idea is there. You want to stand up for your captain, but make sure you're hitting the guy who actually did the thing, not just some random outside guy that wasn't involved in that play. You know, it was kind of like one of those things where the idea, the intention was alright, but the execution was just so off. Like, I know Kevin Bieksa said in the panel that he understands what was going on and he feels that it was right to just go after whoever it is, doesn't matter who. A do it now, ask questions later type of thing, right? But I don't know, I feel like there was a smarter way that David Perron could have gone out there and done this, but of course, I mean, it's an emotional sport, right? You see your captain laid out there on the ice, you want to stand up for him, and David Perron ended up doing so in a way that earns him a hearing, an in-person hearing. Date and time are going to be determined later, but because this entire thing went down, it does open the door for David Perron to actually get suspended more than 5 games. So we'll see where exactly that goes down, whether or not he gets that suspension. But at the end of the day, I feel like for the Larkin situation, you know, it's tough, especially considering the history between Joseph and Larkin, but if you try to watch everything unfold in real time, it becomes a lot easier to believe that this was just a net front battle wherein Joseph wasn't even really paying attention to who it was out there. He just needed to get his guy off the puck, and that's what he tried to do. It is just really unfortunate that Parker Kelly's fist happened to be on the other side of the impact, because if Parker Kelly's not there, then Larkin probably regains his balance, he turns around, he gives Joseph a shove, we have ourselves part 2 of this battle that we had seen 2 years ago, and there is no injury on the play. Maybe, maybe not, right? I mean, of course, Larkin does have a history of injuries to that area, and it's certainly not ideal for him to get any more shots there, but I don't know, just to me personally, it feels kind of ridiculous to see some Red Wings fans saying, oh yeah, no, Mathieu Joseph noticed it was Larkin, so he attempted to injure there. That was a calculated, personable attack, and he made that shove knowing that Dylan Larkin would get hurt from it. Like, it seems so unnecessarily expanded upon when you say it like that. And I get it, there are Red Wings fans that will tell me that I'm wrong in the comment section below, and that is totally fine. Like, I'm just expressing what I'm seeing out here and responding to some of the ideas that I've seen tossed around there. But again, this is why I wanted to wait, right? I didn't want to make this video right away because everybody's heads would have been fuming. At the end of the day, David Perron getting the hearing, getting the match penalty, I am okay with that because that was out of nowhere. That was completely uncalled for in the way that he did it to Artem Zub. I don't know necessarily if Mathieu Joseph deserves any extra punishment for what he had done, because I feel like if Parker Kelly wasn't there, we wouldn't be having this discussion, we wouldn't have been having the same kind of outcome. Parker Kelly's fist being in the way after Larkin gets shoved, I think makes this entire thing as dangerous as it was. Because trying to police hockey scrums of all things, when the puck is loose, there are like 3 or 4 guys battling it out and the goalie is down, like, it's tough to police that. So that's just kind of my opinion about this entire thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. At the very least, the Larkin scans were all right, but we'll see whether or not he's able to return soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this entire Larkin and Joseph situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.